Say hi to the people.
I feel kind of amazing.
48-hour fast starts in 30 minutes.
I'm about 16 hours into my fast. 23 hours in right now. So I'm about 30 hours in, like 41 hours and change. I'm right at like 44 hours. I'm guessing it's just my digestive system healing itself. And there was an issue that required my attention. And I am hungry. I'm not hungry this morning.
This is the tough part. I knew it would be the tough part.
This is for sure the best I've felt in the last 2 days. Well, I don't feel great anymore.
Woo! And there is 48 hours. Let's carve into it. Hi, I'm Joe. Welcome to Blood and Butter. I just finished a 48-hour fast and I documented the whole thing. And needless to say, it was an experience. In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly what fasting is, why people like to do it, why I did it, and what I noticed along the way. Let's start at the beginning. What does fasting even really mean? Fasting means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Some do it for spiritual or cultural reasons, others do it for health reasons. Some do it just to see if they can. But in this video, I'm talking about short-term extended fasting. Let's say anywhere from 24 hours to 10 days. Not intermittent fasting, but not long-term medically supervised fasting either. Just not eating for a while. According to a 2022 study from the National Library of Medicine, in humans, that's important. In humans, fasting is characterized by consciously eating no or minimal amounts of food or caloric beverages for periods that typically range from 12 hours to weeks. Cool. Very big. Thanks, science. For me, fasting means zero food. The only things I have were water, flavorless electrolytes, and black coffee. And if I ever quote a study, I'll link it in the description because according to science, or they say, drives me nuts. Honestly, reportedly might be my least favorite word on this planet. There are like 8 reasons why people go wild for fasting. Let's start with the first one, weight loss. You can't even talk about fasting in 2025 without mentioning weight loss. Yes, people have been fasting intentionally and unintentionally for as long as there have been people. But in modern times, anything that even hints at quick weight loss success gets turned into a trend and blown into a whole social media craze. With that said, the results are hard to argue with. And while it's never as simple as we want it to be, the law of thermodynamics is still at play. If you eat 0 calories, your body will pull energy from its own tissue and you'll lose weight. Okay, what else? I'm not trying to turn this into a full-blown science lecture, so let's speed run these. Number 2 is better insulin sensitivity and blood sugar control. Number 3, reduced inflammation. Number 4 is improved heart health. I'm talking better blood pressure, better triglycerides, cholesterol improvements. Number 5 is sharper cognition, and there's even some evidence now that supports the idea that fasting helps prevent some neurodegenerative diseases. Number 6 is increased secretion of human growth hormone. I'm talking better muscle building, stronger bones, and better fat burning. Number 7 is cancer prevention, and there's even some science now that's suggesting that fasting can help in the treatment of cancer. And then there's the big one, living longer. It's a pretty stacked list. Now, I haven't done a deep dive into every single one of these. I'm not a doctor. But this list is why people refer to fasting as one of the most powerful tools for overall health improvement. And honestly, that list sounds real familiar because it's almost identical to what people experience on the carnivore diet. It's almost like cutting out garbage, whether you're eating better or not eating at all, is great for your health. Weird. So yeah, those benefits are cool, but that's not why I did it. Here's the truth. I've been over 400 pounds. I've struggled with addiction, food, alcohol, the whole deal. And while the carnivore diet has definitely helped me rebuild my health and my mindset, I still have a lot of work to do. Fasting wasn't about biohacking. I didn't do it for the content. And I definitely wasn't focused on cancer prevention or improving brain function. This was about discipline. I am an all or nothing kind of person. Maybe it's a military thing, maybe it's just how I'm wired. Either way, I needed something hard, something uncomfortable, something that forced me to deal with myself. And yeah, weight loss was a great bonus, but really, I wanted to sit in that discomfort and feel myself not cave, to feel the cravings and not give in, to know that I was the one in control. Not my habits, not my urges, not my past. And you know what? I think it worked.
All right, 48-hour fast starts in 30 minutes. So we are just cooking up the final meal before we start fasting. Let's take a look and see what we've got. Oh yeah, we've got a ribeye here that I butchered myself, as well as a beautiful ribeye cap. Okay, here we go. So we are about to eat, and then we're gonna start this this 48-hour fast. So I'm gonna eat all this steak, and then yeah, no more for 48 hours. All right, it's 1:59. My fast starts in 1 minute. Save this nice fatty piece on the end for last. All right, just like that. The fast begins, 48 hours. Good morning. My job requires me to be on call, and there was an issue that required my attention. So I'm about 16 hours into my fast and got woken up about 5 this morning. So having a cup of coffee. I'm gonna take advantage and stay up and go for a moderate walk after when the sun starts to come up with my pup for now. Coffee. All right, so I'm about 23 hours in right now, and I am hungry. I am really hungry. I remember the last time I did 24 hours, I was really hungry at the end, and this last little stretch kind of helps power through that when you know you're gonna get to eat soon. But I've got a whole day left, so this is the tough part. I knew it would be the tough part, but I am powering through. I'm going for a little walk just to change the physiology a little bit, get away from the hunger and put some of my body's focus on something else. Just maybe 10 or 15 minutes should do the trick. So staying tough, 24 hours to go. Yeah, I know it's good for me. I can't wait for all the good that comes with fasting. So I'm here for it. Just tough. Just got back from another walk. It's a little after 8, so I'm about 30 hours in. I'm definitely hungry, and I'm having a little bit of like gassy indigestion, I guess. I don't know. I'm guessing it's just my digestive system healing itself. It was a lot harder earlier. Still definitely am hungry. I wish I could eat, but 18 hours to go. Gonna go to bed here in a few hours and should be most of the way to the other side. Feeling good. All right, second morning. Like 41 hours and change into the fast. I'm not hungry this morning. I was hungry last night. It came and went, but when I got into bed, my stomach was rumbling pretty good. I find it interesting that my blood sugar is up this morning by almost 20 points from late in the evening yesterday. I didn't expect that. I know your body creates glucose for its own function, but it was up to 112. I thought that was a little high for not having eaten in 41, 42 hours. But feeling a tremendous amount of gratitude and humility this morning is very humbling. I don't feel weak, but I don't feel as strong as normal. Just really thinking about the like what food gives me. Just thinking about that a lot. I think there are very few people that are in any of the circles that I know, and I don't want to discredit the fact that there are people all over the world in impoverished places and things like that. But in the modern world, in developed countries, I don't know how many people can say, oh, I didn't eat food yesterday. I didn't eat yesterday. I was able to go a whole day without one scrap of food. And I'm a person who can say that. I didn't eat yesterday. I have this spot in my office where I like to sit in the mornings and meditate for a few minutes and take this sunlight in. And I just got done kind of doing that, and I was getting ready to move on to the next thing I'm doing this morning, and I realized that I just feel amazing right now. I feel light and very light in my head, but not like lightheaded, like clear of anxiety and just the weight of the stuff I have to do today. And so I wanted to get this out and just capture this because this is for sure the best I've felt in the last 2 days. I wasn't hungry when I started to do this, but I did just get a little bit hungry, but I feel kind of amazing. I haven't felt this way in a long time. Not like this. I'm right at like 44 hours, and I feel really amazing. Wow. Well, I'm 46 and a half hours into my fast, about an hour and a half left. I don't feel great anymore. I don't feel bad, but my mind is very distracted, and I am so hungry. I don't know if you can hear that. My stomach is growling so loud. I think it's because I normally eat at this time of the day, and I know that the finish line is in sight, but man, a few hours ago I felt amazing, and now I am ready for it to be over. Woo! All right, 48 hours in the books in 8 seconds. I'm hungry, it feels good to be finished, and I'm ready to dive in. We've got steak, eggs, and broth, and there is 48 hours. Let's carve into it. Well, I made it. 48 hours, no food, and more importantly, no quitting. Just water, electrolytes, black coffee, and a number of walks around my neighborhood. Here's what I noticed the most during my fast. Stuff that hit me way harder than I expected. 1, hunger is mostly in my head. I got hungry again 3 hours after I ate. Then again that night, and again the next morning. All times when I never eat. But the second my brain knew I wasn't allowed to, it threw a tantrum. Number 2, walking crushed my cravings. Every time hunger hit hard, I just took a 10-minute walk, and every single time it worked. I came back feeling calm, clear, and fine. And number 3, food is everywhere. TV commercials, YouTube ads, billboards, everywhere. It's so constant, and once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. This pisses me off so much. It's like we're living in a junk food cult, and nobody sees it because we're too busy snacking all the fucking time. It's complete bullshit, and honestly, this realization made me angrier than the hunger did. Now, let's look at some data. I took my blood sugar at several points during the fast. 16 hours, I was 115. 24, I was at 91. Here are the rest. I'm surprised how high it was at the end, but there is a trend here. My morning readings were consistently higher, which I think is related to something called the dawn phenomenon. I don't know. I'm still gonna do some digging. If you've got a good resource about why blood sugar is higher in the morning, let me know below. Help a guy out. All right, starting weight was 360.8 pounds. Yesterday morning, after 18 hours of fasting, I was 357.8 pounds. At the end of yesterday, after about 30 hours of fasting, I was 355.2 pounds. This morning, the day I ended my fast, I was 352.2 pounds. And I weighed in again right before I ate, and I was 352.5 pounds. To keep things consistent, I'm only really counting like morning to morning, so we'll call it a total of 8.6 pounds in 2 days. 8.6 pounds in 2 days. And even if you only compare the last 2 mornings after I was fasting, it's still 5.5 pounds. And no, I don't think it was just water weight. I drank a ton of water to stay hydrated. I was crushing electrolytes the entire time, and I never once felt even a little bit dehydrated.
Being on the carnivore diet already helps a ton with water retention, so yeah, I think this represents an actual considerable amount of tissue loss. Look, I know 48 hours is an Everest. People have fasted for a lot longer. Hell, 1 day longer is so impressive. But this was my first extended fast on the carnivore diet, and I'm damn proud of it, so get off my back about it. Let's wrap this shit up. So was it worth it? 100%. I felt clear, calm, and in control, and most importantly, free. I will definitely do this again. You didn't ask for my advice, but you sat through this whole thing, so here's some anyways. If you're gonna try this, you need to know why you're doing it. The benefits are great, sure, but this kind of fast, it will push you. You've got to be mentally ready, so don't wing it. Start small if you need to. Because it's not just about eating, it's about who you become when the noise gets quiet. If you got something out of this, please consider subscribing and liking this video. It helps get the info out to the people who need it. And let's be honest, this way about eating, it's not about perfection. It's about learning what works best for you. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.